Afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dan Andersson in Oxford, starting the Global Associate Meeting. I think that we got the times right because we've had British summertime and stuff, but it should be now, shouldn't it? So we have some very kind of exciting overall news to share with you. For those of you who are not familiar with this call, this is kind of our weekly pulse beat. This is when we share with people out in the field in our wider markets what's going on in the business. And so like today, we have people from the UK and from Pakistan and from Germany and from Finland, I see there. We have Sweden on the call. We have Ireland on the call. Oh, I should know. Oh, that's Slovenia there, I think. And we have a slew of countries that I don't even know where they're from, these people. Oh, Jean-Claude. So there's some people from France and from Reunion and from Guadeloupe. And we have people from Russia. Welcome and nice to see you. We have people from Turkey on the call. We have people from India and Egypt on the call. And I mentioned Germany, I'm sure I did. We have USA as well, and Trinidad, I think. Just going through, and oh, Canada on the call as well, so that's fantastic. So welcome all, and let me give you the update in English. I've just done this call previously here in Chinese, but in the overall scheme of things, we are in a very good place. The business has gone through, and in the last 2 weeks, we've created almost 30 associates in our compensation plan. We've had 3 directors again in the last 2 weeks. So everyone has been pushing and working really hard towards qualifying for our Mauritius incentive, and absolutely fantastic to see. We have the digital market service, we have Leo Gold, we have general news, products, events, and timeline to go through. But we also have some kind of sad developments with the bigger you get, it seems like the more you have to deal with grit between the panes of glass and people trying to take what's not there, etc. So we've got an ongoing legal case. We're going to court this week, and our lawyers are extremely confident about our position. But it is what it is. We've also seen some old friends join competitive businesses, and we were speaking to some of our Chinese, and Rengu Liu Ming Yangyu Li Sheng, which means basically wherever you go, you leave traces and you build your reputation, and that reputation, for good or bad, follows you from where you go. So it's kind of a case that you come into a business, you get honor and respect, and then you think that travels with you if you do disreputable things, and that is not the case. Leadership is about time showing you over time who you are, and you kind of, everyone gets exposed. So our fundamental business position on this is that we have to protect the wider business. We have to look after the individual members. Our commitment is that we will be here in 3, 4, 5 years time, so that all of you who are building a business, you have a business to have built for, if you like. The money games and the scams that come through, the ill-founded ideas, the short-term thinking, all of those things does enormous damage to people's hopes and their dreams. And our commitment in Leo is to make sure that we do the tough choices, that we make the tough calls, because we have to protect the longevity of the business. In China, for instance, we've got people that we have been incredibly good to, where we allow them to transfer their positions to their sons, etc., and then they suddenly join another competitive business with people that at that time they didn't respect, and they start to cross-line recruit and try to pitch people in Leo to join their business, etc., 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 etc. What we've launched in China is something called the Golden Finger Award. So if someone tries to attack your business, we want to hear about it, and we will give you a thank you for taking a leap of faith, because no one likes to be the whistleblower. No one likes to do this sort of thing. Well, this guy cross-line recruit my people. We have this for the Chinese market, and it's part of the vigilance that we have to be. We have to be like a lion to protect the pride. We have to be like a lion to protect the young people, and that's what we believe in. And time will prove who is still here in 5 years' time. We have ongoing threats from different businesses, and usually they're short-term scams, and they're built on a business idea that doesn't have a great deal of substance and depth, and they have a compelling story with rising prices of this and sliders of that in the back office, where the things will only go up in value instead of building something genuine. So we will see. In the meanwhile, our people are extremely excited to have qualified for Leo Carnival in Mauritius. This trip, and this incentive trip, is the first time in Leo's history where we've had a totally sold out event. Everyone is qualified, and there's not a single room left now that the allocations have been done. So if you qualified for Mauritius, I congratulate you, because it's a big achievement, and you will only be in the company of other qualifiers. There's no buy-ins left anymore. There's been a small allocation for that for a couple of people that told us early on that they wanted to qualify for or wanted to buy in for that because they were working on other things. But 100% of the rooms reserved for the members qualifying have now been gone, and so a huge congratulations to all of you to do this thing. Now, I've just come back 2 weeks ago from Reunion, which is an island right next door to Mauritius, and I've got to tell you that they have something going on right down there. These islands are like paradise. They are just these beautiful, pristine, virgin islands with fantastic people, and because they live in isolation, they somehow make multicultural work. So you've got Muslims and Hindus and Christians and all of these different cultures and religions working together, living together in absolute harmony. Now, for those of you who come there, you will get that sense, I'm sure. But I am really inspired by these islands down there, because there's kind of a joy of life and a rich environment and a beautiful environment where our members are staying, and to have a resort that we have fully booked out for Leo, where we will just have 7 days in paradise for us and our members and our families, is fantastic. We are looking for nominations for those of you who want to take your spouses and children. You have to let us know for these before the end of November, and if we don't hear from you before the end of November, we'll assume that you don't want to share your room with anyone, and we will have no view on that. That's good for you and all up to you, but that's all fine. Now, the digital marketing service is going extremely well, and of course that is on the backbone. I was just looking right now on the price of Bitcoin at $7,300 this morning. Over the weekend it peaked at 7,600, so it's very volatile. We have 9 days left before the Sequit fork, which most people are treating like a little bit of a dividend. So I am absolutely convinced that the price of Bitcoin will go up for the next 9 days, and will certainly go to 8,000, and who knows how much higher. I'm not a market predictor, but I'm very enthusiastic about the Bitcoin holdings that we have. So the digital market service is feeding right into that, because there's a lot of people that are recognizing what Bitcoin is, but they don't know how to participate. And to set up your own mining is complicated. To sign up for an exchange account is complicated. And so we think that our members have an opportunity that we want to give them as an internal product, where we can help them to access the thing that is changing our times more than anything else, namely Bitcoin, and of course later Ethereum as well. At the end of the day, the market service that we're doing is an all cost included way where we will use our experience of mining to mine altcoins and cash them into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the projections that we've got, if we analyze the last 3 months, is extraordinary. And not only will you get into a rising asset, you'll also be getting the benefit of the experience that we've gained in mining over the last 3 years now, almost 4 years, so it's kind of a great value proposition all round. Very, very enthusiastic about it, because I think this is the thing where the aunts and the uncles can access this service, and even if they don't fully understand the digital space, you have a very, very strong story. And if you think that you purchase this service, you gain back assets that more than cover for the cost of it, and then you're involved in something that potentially could rise higher and higher and higher, it is just a very, very cool thing. Now, this is an internal product for our members only, and the full description of the service, the terms and conditions, the explanatory videos is all available in the back office. So this is not something that we're facing outwards with. This is something that is for our members only. But of course, with 300,000 members, we have a lot of people that might be interested in that, and that seems to be the case. Now, the interest that we're getting and the sales that we're getting of this is letting us, forcing us to give you the first announcement here, which is that we have to kind of put an end to the first tranche or the first batch of machines, if you like, because every penny that we get in, we have to invest into hardware, and that has to be established and set up somewhere. So we put a line in the sand and saying the 14th of November is the final date for getting the service starting on the 1st of February. Now, we might improve on some of those dates and what have you, but the 14th of November date will be absolutely firm. We can't, on the 15th of November, you'll be starting on the 1st of March or later, depending on how it goes. We're setting up mining operations in our established venues, but we're also looking at investing into China, for instance, where we might come in as a foreign investor and set up mining operations in one of the provinces that is very, very open to this, and so using a government facility, we might be doing mining on Chinese soil with this. But all of that takes time, so therefore, just to manage your expectations carefully, the 14th of November is the cutoff point for services to start on the 1st of February. So there's a bit of a deadline that you can use to get people, help people make a decision. The Leo Gold stuff is also going extraordinarily well. We're just at the bated breath where we're waiting for the final offer from our preferred supplier, and that's coming through over this week with so many other things going on. This is kind of a key critical one as well, and I could have gone into much more detail about this, but I just want to nail it down so that we have everything in place before we go out with the details on this. But everything is ready on our side. We're just waiting for the final sign off on that contract. Now, the other thing that we're pushing, as ever, is our PR and our external space, and people are still very interested in us, and we're getting asked to comment on this and write articles about that, and Leo has got this sort of standing in the PR landscape now, where people are interested in our view. So this is talkbusiness.co.uk, and we published recently this piece on leadership, that in order to be a leader, you have to be a good follower. We think that it's all about integrity, honesty, and truth, and those values. You have to walk, talk, and lead by example. And it was very nice to see that our top leaders, in most cases, were the first people to qualify for our Mauritius incentive, for instance, not because they have a big business in place, but because they're committed to walking the talk. I also believe, and we share this view, that it's all about people, and be nice, work hard, be nice to people. It's kind of the people that don't matter to you, it's how you treat them that tells you what sort of leader you are. If you have a waiter that gives you service and you don't have to give him a thank or a tip or anything, but if you treat him right, that tells you more about you than any other factor. And of course, in a company that's whose mantra is learn and own, the fifth point there of never stop learning is absolutely key. I was speaking in Reunion, and I was speaking in Finland at the recent trip, and the number one thing in times of rapid technological change, thank you, is you have to learn. You will not be successful if you just sit in your chair and wait for things to happen to you. You have to go out there and approach the new things. You have to assimilate them. You have to learn about them. You have to become an expert. And when technology is changing as fast as it's changing now, and when the landscape is changing as fast as it is now, in 2, 3, 4 years' time, you become an expert because everything is new and the clock goes to zero. So a leadership trait in our times, never stop learning. So very pleased about that little bit of PR. We're also building new products on the e-learning side. So Jackie Jarvis is an old friend of Leo's. She's written a book recently called Quick Wins. And she's put together programs around this, which are, again, short, snappy, sharp trainings around how to establish quick wins. Because in a world where no one has any attention span and everything is moving at the speed of light, everything has to be about quick wins. And so quick wins to build trust with clients is one. Another one is quick wins to retain and build client spend is another. And she's got something like 50 different modules here, which are like 6-7 minute training things on how to get a quick win in different areas that people in entrepreneurship are interested in. Very, very strong and very, very cool products. The 30K tour is, we're just less than a week out from people departing on airplanes to go to these 12 events across 6 locations, a 30,000 kilometer tour with Mihe Magudia and Andy Hansen. The tickets are available for each location, and Chengdu, for instance, which I think is one of our largest ones, is already sold out. So this will be another sellout tour where we are touching people with our entrepreneurship training. And we will have thousands and thousands of people go through the room, and our relationship with China is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And if we can establish this scenario and relationship with China, that we are a UK company investing in China in the digital currency space, that for us is a huge, huge win. So we're very, very keen to be celebrating and bragging about our friendship with China. But if you have people in any of these cities, get them committed to the engagement now, because again, most of these venues will be totally sold out, the same as the last one. In the 30K tour, we'll be doing a lucky draw at each event, and 3 lucky winners at each event will receive actual physical gold. There'll be a gold bar that they receive, and we'll also have 500 copies of the 888 tour limited edition presentation book. When we did the 888 tour, if you saw any of the photos were amazing. It was kind of one of the career highlights of my business life, if you like, to go and do these 8 cities in China and see the miracle that China is. And you know that I've been very enthusiastic about this on previous GAMs here, on the associate meetings. And we put together a presentation book in the Chinese style, with a hard binder and fantastic print quality and paper quality. And these will be signed copies available at this event for people to buy. We'll also make this available to the wider business through our back office. I'm not quite sure where that stands at the moment, but again, something that I was just fiercely proud to have produced, because it kind of goes into someone's office, or it goes into someone's presentation case, where they can show people and their prospects what this company is doing. At the same time, the business is going on all over the place, and so especially Pakistan, we're seeing Liaquat Magra and his leaders, engineer Muhammad Salim, doing fantastic events there, where there's so much enthusiasm and so much passion about this founding member of the Direct Selling Association Pakistan, and namely Leo. So we're having full sellout events over there, and absolutely fantastic multicultural evidence of what we believe in as a business, that we can all come into a business and share and work together. So Mohammed Yousaf organized this event here in Sargoda, and in Sweden, Andy Hansen is going on the 9th of December for a live seminar and Discover Leo. Put it in your diary now, because I think, well, judging from the photo, it's going to be in Stockholm, but I'm not quite sure. Full details will be available on the website shortly. But Sweden, of course, has a very special place in my heart, being a Swedish passport holder and Swedish citizen. And it's nice to see that Sweden is following the landslide victory that old Marcus are having. And in January, we are going to Cameroon in Africa. And again, this is something that I've been going on about for years, that Africa, if you think that China is impressive, that India is impressive, wait until Africa engages. They will show the world what entrepreneurship means, and I'm very, very enthusiastic about this chance for Leo to get in there and to help this entrepreneurial drive, to help this entrepreneurial training, and get people to participate in the world. And I think that the energy and passion that will come out of Africa will be extraordinary. So on the 20th of January 2018, I will be there flying the Leo flag. Now, just to come to a conclusion on this call, our timeline for 2017, the remaining months, and 2018 is looking intense, and that's because it is. We have launched in October our digital market service, and that's going live now, even as we speak, in November. During the month of November, we will be launching Gold. Then stage 2 of Leo Banking in December, Q1, stage 3. So there's kind of a momentum build here now, where things come together at the right time. The digital market service and the Gold Pack go hand in hand and kind of support the Leo Banking concept. I know that many of you are waiting and many of you are anxious to discover more about this, but things have to be revealed at the right time. When you come to Mauritius, if you're one of the qualifiers, we will also be giving you the launch of day 7. This is the project that I've talked about a couple of times that no one actually, apart from me and 2 or 3 key people, know what it is. And this is a project that is, if you put Leo Coin and Leo Tower, and you put all of the projects that we've done in the past, including Leo Banking, in a box, this is a 10-time bigger box that takes all of those through to their logical conclusion, and will support the development of Leo Coin, will support the development of the bank, and day 7 is a huge project. What could be bigger than a bank, Dan? Well, I can't tell you. What could be bigger than a currency, Dan? I can't tell you. Day 7 is that thing, and so it's quite cool. And I don't have to kind of go into any details there, but you can sense from my voice that I'm very, very excited about this, and when I speak to people, it's so hard to not give the game away, but the team is working on it. We're getting there, and come May next year, you will have something that you will have people begging you to find out about. So the digital market service is available through your back office. It's an internal product for our members only. Buy it before the 14th of November to start on the 1st of February 2018. The gold savings products are coming through, and there's going to be major announcements over the next 2 weeks. Live seminars, this is where we introduce people to our business and put our best face forward. And in China, you can win gold in the lucky draw. But also Sweden and Cameroon will be doing some spectacular special things. So this is Dan Andersson in Oxford after 30 minutes saying thank you very much for coming on the call. I see that we've got very, very healthy numbers of people here, as many as we've ever had, really. So it's kind of testimony to the fact that we have momentum in our business and people are making money, and we've got new positions being created, and the business is moving forward at the rate of knots. Not bullshit, not exaggeration, not hyperbole, but real business, real solid growth, and real people building a real business. Something that I am very, very passionate about and very, very proud that we've managed to achieve together as a team. So this is Dan Andersson Oxford saying over and out. Thank you very much indeed, and look forward to speaking to you next week.